Hi, this is the President of Space. Lately my ship's doctor told me that I have to wear braces, so right now my teeth hurt, I'm pissed at everything, and I sometimes have a little lisp when I say S. So anyway, let's talk about the topic of this video, which is no 0 days. If you've been following me on Twitter, you may have noticed that I have a sort of mantra, so I may say something like, well, I wrote one line of code this week, but still no 0 days. I found out that this is extremely important if you want to keep focused on the project you're working on. Lost Relic Games put up a video elaborating on this, but to sum up, you should do something with your project every single day, even if it's something tiny, like writing one line of code, staring at the map editor for a while, even thinking about your project or writing some notes on a sheet of paper. If you don't do this, then 1 0 day might very easily turn into 2, then to 3, and then to half a year. And if you try to get back to your project then, nothing's going to make sense because you've totally forgotten how things work. I've done this too many times to remember, and my GitHub is full of lost projects. I even have a 1% finished game engine there. On the other hand, if you do even just one tiny thing every day, then you'll keep the ball rolling, you keep momentum, and more often than not, this one line of code turns into 50, and staring at the map turns into a new level. I've also found that it's pretty important to think about these things in those very small terms, such as, one line of code, one tiny section of the map, or one sound effect, or something like that. Because things in life can get pretty rough. Right now, the young Prince of Space has a really erratic sleep schedule, and me and the First Lady are getting really tired. But I find that if I don't think in terms of I have to work on this game, but in terms of I just have to open the code editor and it will be a non-zero day, it helps me. It really helps me. Because usually when I open the editor, I'll end up writing something. So this is what works for me, what allows me to keep working on the game despite being a tired dad and having the fate of the entire universe on my presidential head. There are also a few hacks that I use to help me get through tough times. The first is that I'm a bit of a programming language fetishist. I have a thing for verbose syntax and type annotations that come after the variable names. I know that it's weird, but what can I do? So I really enjoy writing hacks with things like override public function update and public static inline final something. The second is that the First Lady of Space is an incredibly awesome person. She's the wind in my sails and she supports me in everything I do. So when I'm like, look, here's a white pixel, and when you press the right combination of buttons, it suddenly becomes a blue pixel. And then she's like, wow, that's so great, show me one more time. The bottom line is make things as easy as possible for yourself and find people who will cheer you on and support you in what you do. It helps immensely. Okay, so now I've been rambling for too long, so if you like the video, you know what to do. Press all the buttons that you can, and see you next time. Cheers.